Yo, what it do? Good evening, good evening. We are live on the air on Chapapa TV. It's your boy, your host, the one, the only, Chapapa, of course. How y'all doing out there? Ladies and gentlemen, guys and gals. Just, let this build up a little bit. We got a lot to talk about, a lot to catch up on. Hopefully, y'all bring your notebooks with y'all tonight. And y'all know the deal. Drop your feet at the door. Say good morning, good afternoon, whatever it is, wherever you're watching from. Let me know who's here. And if you're new, welcome to the channel. I know I got a lot of new people here. Shout out to you guys. We're going to get to that in a minute. Just start off the live. Buenas noches, or boa noche here from Brazil. Sao Paulo, Brazil to be exact. Make sure I like the video. Shout out to my guy, Garden Scientist. My guy, Garden, number one moderator out here. Let me see. Let me know if y'all can hear me straight. It's 11:07. That means it's 9:07 for some of y'all on the East Coast. 9:07. So some of y'all should be joining in. What's up? Good evening. It's Chopper Pop. Hopefully everybody's having a great December. What is it? 2 weeks. 2 weeks left till the year ends. Ridiculous, right? I'm gearing up to celebrate my first Christmas and New Year's here in Brazil. Last few have been in the Dominican Republic. Since 2019, they've been in the Dominican Republic. But, we out here in Sao Paulo, South America, and it's definitely big. Well, we all know Christmas is a big thing here in South America. They don't play with that. They don't play with Christmas. But in other news, Brazil lost. I know, Brazil lost. And the atmosphere got so sad, y'all. It was like, I was at the game. You guys could check out the channel. I went to go watch the game at the Budweiser Center last Friday. And when Neymar scored that goal, I was like, yeah, this is it, man. Y'all just got to play defense for like 5-10 minutes. And they could have played defense for 5-10 minutes. And I just love, for me, it was important that Brazil kept winning because the longer Brazil stayed in, the more days off people got. And, the more packed bars were. It was nice. It's a very nice atmosphere when you're going to watch Brazil playing the World Cup. So I'm definitely looking forward to that again, another 4 years. Yo, Nico, Nick Pam, Sagafet Blaramen. Shout out to my guy, Nico, son. Best barber out there in Santiago, Dominican Republic, used to help me out. He's also on the channel, got the video on the channel. Make sure you guys go show my guys some love, my barber out there. But yeah, that was basically it, just recovering from the Brazil loss. So now we back to NFL. Now we back to football season. So y'all already know what it is. Hey, let's go Buffalo. Let's go Buffalo. I was hoping they got my guy OBJ. It don't look like that's gonna happen. So, but other than that, how are you guys? For the new subscribers, just let me say thank you, and welcome to Chapapa TV. I hope the videos have been informative, helpful, funny, inspiring, and tonight we're gonna get into it. We're gonna get into it's a Q&A. So anybody that has any questions for me, not no deep one-on-one questions, you got to set up consultation for that, but I'm going to answer general questions that you don't really get a lot on YouTube, whether it's stuff about the Dominican Republic or Brazil. In this case, right now I'm in Brazil. Been here in Brazil since July. So let's get the Q&As out. Questions and answers. Whoever you are, don't be shy. Or if you just want to sit in the background and just watch and learn from everybody else, that's cool too. But make sure y'all just like the video and stuff. And 5 minutes in, we're gonna start the live off. So everybody just hold tight. Good evening, good morning. What's up? All right, y'all. So Brazil's knocked out the World Cup. What's next? Out here, Christmas. Just gonna see how the Brazilians do their Christmas, their New Year's. 24th of December is a big thing in all of Latin America. The trees have been up since the end of October. I believe people start getting their breaks end of this week. So in Brazil, they give them like a nice little break for Christmas, which is nice. That's appreciative. I appreciate them, doing that. But also notice the workload has been up for most people, right? So the title of this video is called How to Start a Life Overseas, but it's also a Q&A, right? So if anybody has any questions, I'll be more than happy to help them. Anybody has any questions on relocating, I'll be more than happy to help them. What is the best country to relocate to between the two that I have lived in? I'll share my honest, unfiltered opinions because that's what we do here on Chop Out TV. We honest, we unfiltered, and we help each other out. Rick P, what's going on? He said, what country, DR or Brazil, is easier to move to? All right, so DR would be easier, but I'm gonna butcher this saying. They're gonna say this saying that says like the route that's easily taken isn't the best to go on, something like that. So just because DR is closer to the States and it's easier to move to does not mean it will be the best option for you. Now, I'm not going to sit here and be like, it was hard. Moving to DR was super easy for me because, I got to, I just had to send 4 barrels in total, ship my TVs out there because you guys know, never, ever, ever buy TVs in the Dominican Republic if you can't help it because they are super overpriced. So you're better off flying on the plane with your television or shipping it. I shipped it, packed it up in a box, shipped some household appliances like an air fryer, George Foreman, blankets, bed sheets, pillows. When I was gearing up to move to Dominican Republic in 2019, I make sure I had those two big water tanks. Fill those water tanks up with stuff from Amazon. So I remember I bought a speaker, pillows. The Amazon said the pillows all folded up. Like I said, air fryer, all that stuff, and on top of that, 2 TVs. I shipped a 65-inch and a 75-inch. For my 2 TVs alone to ship from New York, cost me $1,400. But that's okay because for $1,400, you could probably find a 55-inch. No exaggeration, y'all. TVs are expensive in the Dominican Republic for those of you. But Rick P, easier to move to doesn't always mean easier living. And what's up, everybody? For those of you joining, if you guys are old to the channel, you already know what the deal. Live Q&A, we're going to talk, and I'm going to share some notes with y'all. We're going to go over how to start a life overseas for the year 2023. And then for those of you new to the channel, welcome. Thank you. It's a pleasure having you. I hope you learn. I hope you laugh. And make sure you like the video. Shout out to my guy, Garden Scientist, in the building, #1 moderator. I'm chilling, King. How are you? How was your Thanksgiving? How are you getting ready for the holidays out there? I know I had to take some time to recover from the loss that Brazil gave last Friday, but it was great, man. I went to the Budweiser Center. I got the video up on the channel. Went with somebody who went with I could call her a friend of mine that I've had a thing for a very long time. Shout out to you, if you're watching. But yeah, Brazil lost, and now we just getting up for Christmas, for New Year's. Carnival is in February. Other big news: Carnival is in February. I believe it's the second week of February out here in Brazil, and it's going to be the first COVID restriction-less carnival they've had in like 2 years since the pandemic. So that's definitely going to be crazy. Listen, y'all, Brazil is on a whole nother vibe when it comes to going out or chilling or meeting people or dating or making friends. Brazilian culture is untouched. Like it's on fire in Latin America, bro. DR can't hold a candle. I don't even think Colombia can hold a candle. Why? Because of something so simple. Brazilians are more open than both. They're more open-minded people than what you got in the Dominican Republic and what you got in Colombia. Granted, they're still Catholic with her, but they're on that, I don't give a shit type movement. Very open-minded. Um, you can meet like some very, very content people. Like, so national average here is about 1,500 reais. Maybe that's like around 200, 250 a month. But you wouldn't have thought, man, like, yo, with the sambas, uh, the live bands that they do, like some of them daily, some of them on the weekends. It's crazy stuff, man. Make sure you guys turn on the notification bell so whenever I put up shorts, because shorts are the fastest way I could get content out to you guys. Instead of just recording and I take my time to sit and edit, I like to put my shorts out so you can see me on the go, see me what I'm doing at that exact time. So what's going on, yeah? Thank you, Nico. I appreciate you, bro. Make sure you guys go check out my barber out there in the Dominican Republic. He'll have you looking nice. First question of the night. Thank you, Diovantes G. Second question, I should say. In terms of Wi-Fi, how often do you have blackouts in your area where it can affect you working remotely? Excellent question. And that was one of the points I wanted to get to on how to start a life overseas. Remote jobs. A lot of you guys have remote jobs now, which is perfect. Perfect. And I'm happy for you. So drop a comment. Let me know who here has a remote job. And I'm just looking for you. Do my damn thing. Blackouts. My entire time here in Sao Paulo, I haven't had a blackout. I've had the power go out, like, if there was a crazy thunderstorm, but then backup power kicking like this. But my entire time here in Brazil, I have not had a blackout. In terms of Wi-Fi, internet, my internet is better than internet I have had in Puerto Plata, internet I have had in Santiago. And in Santiago, I had Claro's fiber optics at the highest, at 100 megas, 100 megabits per second. And the internet between both countries is night and day. I don't know why. You could say it's the infrastructure. You could say maybe one place is skimming out or not, but internet here like blows everything out the water. Like, I don't have to be connected to the LAN cable right now to do this live stream. I don't have to connect to the LAN cable to upload videos that are 5, 4, whatever gigas, and I could do it in a few minutes, as opposed to when I was in DR with the LAN cable at 100 megabits per second. It'll take me, well over an hour. So with Wi-Fi, and also depending on your area, with Wi-Fi, you can find stable Wi-Fi here in Brazil. Even in Rio, I could vouch for the internet in Rio. Extrolling, boa noite, good evening, sir. How's it going? So Rick says, is it difficult to communicate if you don't know Portuguese in Brazil? Yes, it is difficult. Not going to sugarcoat it, especially if you have no Spanish. If you have no Spanish, you're gonna struggle a bit to communicate because even for me, I've had my extensive Spanish from living in DR, going to Colombia, but Portuguese is hard. I won't lie. Portuguese is very hard, maybe even harder than learning Spanish. So it will be difficult to communicate. But in some places, they do speak English. They do teach English here in their schools, I believe, when they're younger, and people can opt to take courses when they're adults. And I've noticed um, whenever I'm in an Uber, there are radio stations. So compared to radio stations when I was at Uber in DR and Uber here, the drivers are like listening to like songs in English. So they have like whole radio stations that play American music, and then maybe like they'll sprinkle in a few Brazilian songs here and there, but majority is American music. So I think to myself like, okay, this driver is working all day listening to this radio, and subconsciously he's teaching himself English stuff. So that's you'll definitely find some areas where people speak English out here, or you could go to some restaurants and things, and people will speak English. So that would not be a problem. Like I said, let's go Buffalo. Brazil's out. Buffalo's headed to the playoffs. They both start with a B. So I gotta represent for the Bills. Hey. Rich's method was good, bro. He said the culture is for each person to choose for themselves. When it comes to moving to DR versus Brazil, DR does have better exchange rate and ability to overstay tourist visa and pay penalty leaving or extend. Thank you for bringing that up. When you want to start your life overseas, you're gonna have to factor in what works for you in terms of not having to deal with too much stress, right? Like Richard just brought up, stress for some people could be like, okay, do I want to stay somewhere where I can just pay an overstaying fee, or do I want to stay somewhere to where I gotta leave every 6 months if I don't have the visa to keep me there throughout the full year? If you're a full-time expatriate, for those of you who don't know what an expat is basically somebody who lives in who moved to another country that they didn't originate from, right? So there's an expat community all over the world, basically, from China to Philippines to Uncle Russell out there in Thailand. Shout out to Russell Taylor Made Dreams. But that's what an expat is. Now, what's important for some expats is, I'm going to use my example. For me, when I first moved to the Dominican Republic, I went in on a one-way flight and I didn't have to worry about leaving or extending my visa or things like that, because number one, they don't care. They're a little bit too lax with that. And two, when you leave, you just pay the fee. So what would they rather? You leave and not come back for 6 months, or you just pay 5,000 pesos for overstaying? The first time I overstayed was like 10 months, 11 months. I paid like 4,000 pesos. So, my guy Alex out there, shout out to Alex. I think he overstayed 10 years. And then when he was going back to the States, his overstay fee was just $1,000 for 10 years. So that's like $100 a year for overstaying. Now, some people might say, hey, it's worth it. So you might say, I could do better in Colombia or Brazil, because Colombia and Brazil, you can't just pay the overstay visa. If you overstay, yeah, you're gonna pay a fine, but guess what? They could tell you like, hey, you're not allowed to come back for 6 months, or you're not allowed to come back for a year. So you got to be very careful how you navigate that if you want to be a full-time expat in Colombia or Brazil. Other countries in South America like Argentina or Peru or Ecuador, I'm not sure. Once I visit those countries, because I do plan on just hopping on a plane, because I think I'm like 2 hours from Buenos Aires, Argentina right now. I definitely want to go check out Ecuador and Peru, because my guy GC up in New York, his family's from there. He was telling me I gotta go check it out. But I'll see what the visa process is like, see what the dollar's like. But like Rick P asked earlier, what's easier to move to? Like I said, it was hard moving to Brazil. It being so far, I had to bring one, two, three, four suitcases of things from the DR. So, but to me, it was worth it because I like being in Brazil better. For some people, they might want to be closer to Florida or Atlanta or Maryland. Like my brother Jorge, shout out to Jorge out there in Santiago. He said he'll never leave DR because he's close to the states, and he got some things he need to take care of in the states, and he got to be close, but he does want to travel eventually. So all depends what fits for you, right? Like Richie Mack once said, the older his daughters got, he was like, all right, at an age he could move out to Thailand. He could go further away from the states and live there full time. So it's all a matter of what's going on in your life and what point you're at in your life, right? So how to start life overseas? Number one, first of all, you need your passport. Need your passport. It's about to be 2023, and there's no excuse for nobody to not have a passport. I know last year there was like some crazy wait times, like people waiting 6 months to get their passport in, or a year, or it getting lost in transit. I think it cleaned up now. Number one, you're gonna have to get your passport. Two, you're gonna have to travel, right? Build at least three options. You're gonna build three options, three places of countries you want to visit, right? So let's say, for example, I'm ex-strolling, right? And I want to consider Dominican Republic, I want to consider Colombia, and I want to consider Thailand. You're gonna have to go to each of those places, and it's gonna help you to have a remote job to go to each of those places because you don't have to go into the office, right? So you can spend a month in Thailand, and then you can spend a month in Colombia, you can spend a month in Brazil, and then you go back home, right? You weigh out the pros and cons of each country, and you weigh out where the dollar is stronger, because that's an important thing. For me, I saw somebody mention the money ratio in DR. For me, Brazil is a bit more expensive when it comes to rent, but I get more peace of mind with certain things here in Brazil that I wasn't getting in the Dominican Republic. And that's another thing, right? The peace of mind. Most of us leave the States not only because it's cheaper to live outside of it, but for the peace of mind also. So that should be one thing on your list that you shouldn't sacrifice, your peace of mind. Go to where your peace of mind is times 10 enhanced. You feel unbothered, you feel happy with yourself mentally, spiritually, physically, like all that stuff is working out for you. GS says I might do DR for New Year's. He says, does DR go up for New Year's? Yeah, it goes up if you're with the right people. It's definitely just clubs though. Clubbing, or you got yourself a little boo thing. You'll be with her family and they'll have food, and they'll be drinking, and there'll be bachata. And yeah, so you'll enjoy yourself out there. Shout out to X Stolen. He says he got a remote job. Drop a comment if you got a remote job. Let me know what you do if you don't mind sharing, and then where you're thinking about moving to. And let's ask your questions. Ra, what's going on? He says, I'm in Brazil now. Let me. Very beautiful place. Ra, I think, do you have my number? You got to hit me up, bro, because you and Philly Dom, shout out to Philly Dom, y'all just been like this all over Brazil. And I'm definitely trying to link up with one of you guys in January, man. I don't know if it's going to be Fortaleza first or Salvador, but definitely trying to link up with one of y'all out there. So, Ra, shoot me an email. The email should be in the description link at realchapapatv. realchapapatv at gmail.com. Shoot me an email. Let's exchange numbers. And next question is, what is required to retire for a retiree to live in Brazil? Okay, so I'm going to mention what is required for a retiree to live in Brazil, Colombia, and Dominican Republic because they're a little bit more of the same thing, right? So, three types of visas you can apply for. Well, four now actually. because now they have digital nomad visas. So you could apply for a digital nomad visa here in Brazil and Colombia. Two places you could apply for a digital nomad visa. I think they're good for like a year or whatever. Is you just got to show that you have a job and your job is paying you. You could supply for yourself, and then you could apply and qualify for the visa. For Colombia, y'all already know. Make sure I hit up my guy Dre at Love Crossing Borders. Do your consultations, people. Do your consultations. You know, what's wrong with spending a little money to get all the information you need from someone who's boots on the ground as compared to doing it by yourself, suffering, spending an excessive amount of money and making mistakes that could have been avoided had you done your consultations. So digital nomad visas for Brazil and Colombia. But as far as a retirees, and the visa that I applied for, retirees and mainly veterans. So if you're any veteran on the channel, shout out to you guys. Make sure you get your 100% and skedaddle. Veterans can apply for the retiree visa. Why? Because you have that income coming in. You're basically retired. You have the disability. Once you can show disability, even for my social security collectors, once you can show disability, you can apply for the visa. So I just got approved. I didn't share this yet. I don't think I shared this. It might have been last week, but I just got approved for my visa here in Brazil. I just got approved for my visa here in Brazil. And I'm going to have to go on a little rant. And y'all could take it how y'all want. But I've done about 3 videos, maybe 4 in my time in the Dominican Republic trying to get my visa. Same process, same thing. Like, hey, I'm a disabled veteran. I want to apply for my visa to get my cedula. I paid, not including me. Okay, so including me getting the documents from New York. And if any of you guys have questions on, what's needed, any retirees have questions on what's needed to get your visa that will eventually lead to your residence in these countries, please go back and check on the channel because tonight isn't the night, to answer that question. It's just Q&As for you guys and for new people. But I spent around $3,000 in total just for the Dominican Republic, just to get my visa in the Dominican Republic. Tell me why till this day I haven't gotten a text, an email, a phone call, a sneeze from this lawyer that I paid. This lawyer that I've had on the channel, this lawyer that's talked a good talk and hasn't done shit. Till this day, yeah, I paid her last year. Till this day, ain't even bothered hitting me up like, hey, this is your update or blah blah or this and that. This is what's going on. Nothing. Sad to say, I'm not the only one who has gone through lawyer issues in the Dominican Republic. I'm not the only one who has gone through lawyer issues when it comes to visas, when it comes to buying property, when it comes to suing. It sucks. I got scammed. I feel I got scammed. I'm in the system. I see myself in the system, but that's about it. She hasn't done nothing else. Like when I knew I wanted to live here in Brazil, I went to her office, picked up my birth certificate, and she's like, "Oh, make sure you bring it back." Still nothing. So all that money went down the drain. Whatever. I started my process here in Brazil for my visa. I started in June. Shout out to Mike. Shout out to my guy Mike and his wife's Amanda. Mike is Australian and his wife is Brazilian. And before I even sent money to Mike, I was like, "Hey Mike, I qualify for residencies and these countries because I'm a disabled veteran. So Mike and I had a video talk, like a an hour long video talk. He's asking my questions, my goals, this and that. And then at the end, he sent me the emails, with the pricings, what he needed from me. Basically, same things that I have to do for Dominican Republic, apostle, notarize, background check, FBI, um, all of that jazz, right? Mike and his wife Amanda busted their ass for me. And it only took 6 months for them to get me approved for a visa here, right? For now, it's for 1 year, but I get a 1 year peace of mind where I don't have to leave after 180 days, or I don't have to spend 180 days out of Brazil, because that would have been tiring. Because Colombia and Brazil, if you can't get married, if you're not gonna get married, or if you can't, get your digital nomad visa, or if you can't prove you have a pension, you're gonna have to leave. If you don't leave and you go to the airport one day, maybe you overstay like 200 days, and you go to the airport, there's a good chance you can't come back for a while. And who wants to deal with that? So Mike hooked it up. Next year I just have to apply again, but it definitely puts me in the door. So I get my R&E number. I already have a CPF. Definitely puts me in the door to open my own bank account, to start getting contracts and apartments in my own name. Getting visas and residencies in these countries are important. These countries have their own credit system, so you could start building your credit in another country, and you start doing God who knows what with your credit and your dollar income that not a lot of people could do. When you as an expat move to these countries like the Dominican Republic, or to Thailand, or to Colombia, or to Brazil, you're automatically in the top 10% of income in that country, automatically, all because your beautiful face is sitting in an apartment working remotely from home, and you're earning the American dollar. Beautiful. Automatically in the top 10%. But yeah, got the visa. Um, just waiting for my appointment for the Policia Federal. Like I said, most of the country is going to go on break this week for Christmas. But I should have my little card. I'm gonna do a video. I'm gonna have my little card, my INE number, and my picture. It says I'm Brazilian. Basically, we will get Brazilian. I don't know, man. But after that, after next year, we'll just see what happens, because I do have to. I'll keep y'all posted as we go along. I'm not gonna get into next year right now, because it's still 2022. So let me get back to your questions, guys. Good evening to all of you who just joined. Thank you, new and old. I appreciate you guys. It's always good to hear from y'all. Let's see. Extoller says, I think a lot of folks don't take a look at the visa situation. A lot of folks go to a place, fall in love with the place, and find out they can't stay. You gotta look at the visa situation. Definitely. Gotta look at the visa situation. The information is out there. And if it's complicated, you just gotta find the gurus of that country, right? So I consider myself a guru for the situation in Dominican Republic. I'm now working to guru level for Brazil, right? You got a guru in Andre in Colombia. You got the gurus and Richie Mack and Russell in Thailand. So the information's out there for you guys. Make sure y'all getting them likes up, like the video. Make sure y'all hitting the cash up. The cash up is flowing right there at the bottom. Just support the channel. Supporting the channel helps me go out and get content and show you guys cool, fun stuff. Put the information out. So, or super chats, whatever. Make sure you guys hit that cash up. Really appreciate that. Javier, what's good, bro? How's Dominican Republic treating you? He said they tried to hit me for 4,000 pesos on Monday for 95 days. Bro, I paid 4,000 pesos for like 10, 11 months. When you said they tried, I guess you called about it. That's one thing I grew tired of living in DR, man. Even though it had its good, I grew tired of the tigueraje, the always trying to squeeze the juice out of you unnecessarily one way or another. Like shit just like snowballed for me to where I was like, you know what? Fuck it, I'm out. And then shit snowballed for Russell to where Russell was like at the point like, you know what, fuck it, I'm out. They tried to hit you. When you said they tried, I hope that means that you didn't pay because that shit is insane. Yeah, Rich's method. You can't beat that. My overstay for about 2 years for the DR is roughly 180. Definitely can't beat that. Elvis, what's going on, brother? He says, how up, Chopper Pa? I have 5.5 years to retire age 50. Congratulations. Thinking about Terena, Santo Domingo, even POP. It's a source on the menu. I'm going to be honest with you, brother, right now. My opinion may not have been asked for, but, I consider every one of you who take the time to watch my channel and tune in and listen to me, friends, right? So I'm going to give you unfiltered advice as a friend. For you to have your highest quality of life in the Dominican Republic, don't live in Sasua. Don't do it to yourself. Guys, if you're going to move to any other country full time, you don't need to live in the red light district. You don't need it. Shit is, number one, a waste of money. Everything's gonna be overpriced. Everything's gonna be jacked up, and it's toxic, bro. That gets toxic like por tu alma. You know what I'm saying? That's just toxic for your soul, bro. Just living in a red light district. Y'all don't need that. Elvis, you don't need that. Terenas is cool. You'll have like a lot of like I think Canadians up there and stuff, and then around between like January to May it gets super busy for the whale watch and the Easter. Santo Domingo is cool if you're a seasoned driver and you have your Spanish. POP, nah. POP and Sasua, me personally, I wouldn't do it. Me personally. If I could go back and tell myself in 2019, move to Santiago before moving to POP, I would. But don't, and this goes to everybody, y'all don't need to go live right in the middle of a red light district, man. Yo, there's so many other ways you can enhance your life in another country that doesn't have to do with living in a red light district. JF says you got to pack lighter, bro. Military told me how to always pack light, bro. I did, bro. I literally, when I first moved to DR, I literally just sent my tanks out, my 2 tanks, and my black and green duffel bag, and I don't know what happened over the years. I don't know what happened. Jorge be telling me the same thing. I gotta pack lighter. Gotta pack lighter. Work on it. I'm doing good. Right now I'm staying in a furnished spot. Um, the only thing that's mine here is the TV and just my suitcases. So I'm definitely working on downsizing, but for the time being, I don't see myself leaving Brazil. So I'm gonna have to decide what I'm going to do on that. But definitely pack light, especially for those of you who are still trying to figure out, where you want to stay, like where you want to decide to try to get your digital nomad visa or your retirement visa or your residency. Definitely pack light. Slick Travels, what's going on? He says, what's good, my G? Chow Paz, a solid dude. Thank you for that, bro. Got the opportunity to link with you in Brazil, Rio. Yes, sir. That was a good night. He said, we'll have to run it back. Next trip on deck for me is Pattaya, Thailand. Keep pushing the message. Yes, sir. Good shit, Slick Travels. Met Slick Travels in Rio. I think that was like May. Cool, dude. We went out, got a drink, hit the town. Good vibes out there. Now he's about to go out to Thailand. Shout out to the travelers out there. Shout out to the traveling community, the Blue Brook brothers, the Passport Bros. All of y'all doing y'all thing. Y'all get up and traveling. Listen, you could do your Miami, but Miami compared to a beach in the Caribbean or Vegas compared to the biggest city in South America, Sao Paulo. You can't compare that, man. Get your passport, hop on that plane. So it says the digital nomad visa for Colombia is not a good deal. You can only stay 180 days within a given year. You can already do that with just your American passport. You get the 90-day stay to apply to. Oh, that sucks then, to extend for another 90. So what happens if you do both, right? Say, what happens if you do your 180 and then close to the end of your first 180, then you apply for the digital nomad visa? That's interesting. But I would say make sure you guys talk to Andre about that. For anything Colombia related, love crossing borders. Make sure you guys talk to Andre about that. Rod, thank you for the congratulations on me getting my Brazilian visa in 6 months when I still haven't been called back from shady ass lawyers in Santiago. Ridiculous. Elvis, que lo que? Shout out to Felicia Jordan, Richest Method, Chop Out TMG, Andre, and Greg. Yes, sir. Shout out to all those people. Make sure you guys go check out their YouTube channels also. Richard said, so most people are not prior service like we are or don't have disability through VA benefits. Cover the Brazilian options outside that for a long stay in Brazil. There is a nomad visa. All right. You can also get married. Getting married, believe it or not, is I don't want to come off like I'm promoting. Oh yeah, just go somewhere and get married. Getting married is the best option by far. If you have a remote job and you know people, I know y'all gonna get on the internet and be like, but Chapapa told me. Don't do it if you know you're not gonna stay somewhere long term. But if you're someone, like tunnel vision, like, listen, I want to stay in Brazil 15, 20 years. I want to stay in Colombia 15, 20 years. Get married. Getting married is easier. You'll have all your stuff within maybe 5 years. I'm talking about from CPF to RNE to uh, being able to have things in your name to probably get a passport. Getting married is an option, a good option. For those of you who know you will stay somewhere and want that peace of mind of not having to do the 180, getting married is an option. Another option is by way of investment. Are you buying property? For DR, I know it would be like if you're investing in business, but are you buying property? Property helps you out for the long stay. But if not, veterans could get it easy. Veterans could basically get the same thing as someone getting married. It may just take us a little bit longer, if not the same amount of time, depending who's doing your work. So I definitely after I get my card next month for my visa, after I get my visa here next month, I definitely want to have Mike come up and talk to anybody who's interested in staying in Brazil long term. But definitely that's one of the options, Rich, is getting married. Because getting married is like shit happens quickly, bro. Too quickly. I know a few people who have gotten married for the security of their residency, their visa. I know a few people considering it. It all depends on what you're trying to accomplish end of the day. And it's also something to think about. Like I said, guys, Q&A tonight. I'm gonna do my best to get through everybody's questions. Yeah, Rod, don't follow up with that lawyer, man. Do not follow that lawyer. And I know they got this weird thing in DR, like, oh, if I gave you a shitty service and you talk bad about me and you refer people not to come to me, I could sue you. Get the fuck out of here, bro. I'm so tired of the scam culture, but do not use her. Do not use her, bro. Till this day, till this day, and I'm thinking to myself, like, shoot, I got a lucky break when I got asked for my birth certificate, because my birth certificate would still be with her, and nobody has called, no follow up, nothing. And y'all see how animated she is on Instagram and all this and that, yo. And it's not just her, so I'm not just gonna pinpoint on her. Lawyers aren't reliable for Americans, in my experience, and the experience of others. So be careful if you're gonna use a lawyer for your residency needs in the Dominican Republic, because it's hard, bro. Very hard. Nah, Elvis, I'm not going to Sasua. I don't need Sasua when I don't need the red light district, bro, when I'm a full-time expat. What I need the red light district for? I'm gonna go to Sasua to pay for overpriced food, uh, be around the lovely streetwalkers, and just watch one game for what? When I could go to a nice bar here in Brazil, meet some people, meet some ladies that. You know what I love about Brazil? Women are open to like watching football and learning football. I love that. Let's just say women are open minded. Period here in Brazil. Very. Shout out to Brazilian women. Shout out to Brazilian women, because y'all got it, man. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Just it's not story time. It's not story time. But I want to talk to Philly Dom. I'm gonna try to get Philly on the channel. Y'all know Philly's out here in Brazil. I want to talk to Philly Dom, his experience about what's dating been like so far for him in Brazil, and ask for his comparisons. But nah, I'm not going to Susua for Super Bowl weekend. Susua is I don't get the hype. That's my guy, GS, number one moderator right there. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you can get all information, all the shorts, all the lives, all that good stuff. And support the channel, y'all. Support the channel, super chats, cash app, support the channel. It's greatly appreciated. Lets me know that I'm doing right, that I'm helping you guys out. So definitely thank you for that. I appreciate that. Ross says, in my honest opinion, don't buy property in DR, just rent. I agree with Ra. I agree with Ra. Jorge will tell you the same thing. Don't buy, just rent. Richard, stop by to show support. I appreciate you, bro. Appreciate you, man. Let me know when you get out here to Brazil. Yeah, Javier. Once you said try right now, he's like, yeah, apparently it's 4,000 once you go past 90 days and they hit the next threshold. What the hell is going on? Like, what is going on over there? Like, what are they trying to do? Man, between the shit that's happening to Haitians and dark skinned people in DR to now $4,000 for 90 days. Bro, honestly, if it wasn't for Jorge, I probably wouldn't go back and visit. Or if it wasn't for, the veteran clinic there. Great veteran clinics there, by the way. And both Puerto Plata, MedVets, and I Wellness Santiago. I probably wouldn't go back, bro, and spend my money there, because that shit just frustrating, unmotivating. Elvis heading to DR December 25th. Enjoy yourself. Dominican 22 Ray. I'm about to move to Mocha in Dominican Republic, which is close to Santiago. Mocha is cool if you have a car. Not much to do. Not much out there. But if you have a car, you'll be okay. You're not gonna get tall apartments that you'll find in Santiago. But I guess Mocha, if you want to be low key, there be some joints out in Mocha. Mocha be having the joints low key. You gonna be doing this a lot when you're out there in Mocha. So good for you, Dominican Ray. Yeah, not so many Italians in Terenas. I get it. Let's see what Elvis is talking. He says Colombia is the worst country to get a visa unless you marry a Colombian national. I don't get why Colombia makes things so hard for tourists. I'm Col- and Colombia should aim at tourism like the DRS. I agree with your last statement. Places like Colombia and Brazil, they do need better work in the tourism department as far as like the leniency goes. But even in DR is not easy. Like in DR, it's not that easy to get a SIM card. Um, if you need a SIM card for a plan or whatever, it's not that easy. And that's not true about the visa because I know a lot of veterans who are living in Colombia and they don't have to do the 180. There's a veteran owned bar in Medellin, Prox and Rhinos. The guy's a veteran. I got my boy Recon's out there. He's a veteran. So it all depends on how you're approaching the process. But like I said, hit up. You guys need to talk to Dre for that because Dre's doing it. Even though Dre is married, but he has the knowledge that probably isn't out there on the internet right now. He has the knowledge, the honest knowledge. Is it easy in Brazil to bet a girl like in the DR? I'm a big talker when it comes to chicas. Yeah, I know you're a big talker when it comes to chicas. Is it easy in Brazil to bet a girl like DR? Um, I don't want to use the word easy. Not easy, but in my experience, if a woman here likes you, there's no doubt. There's no second guessing. There's no games played. If they like you, you know they will like you. And like I said, the Brazilian culture, the people are open, very open minded, easygoing, and um, if I were to compare myself to like say a slugger right now, I'm batting like Aaron Jones, not Aaron Jones, Aaron Judge. I'm batting like Aaron Judge right now in Brazil. So let's I'll leave that up to you to think. Definitely having more fun here when it comes to meeting women, when it comes to talking to women, dating, going out, whatever, than I've ever had in the DR. Hands down. Definitely having more fun here. Rich says I'll be out in Brazil 5 months, but hey, when men make plans, the guys laugh. Oh, hey man, sometimes we gotta get that last laugh in. Do what you gotta do to get that last laugh. Hey Robert, sou novo aqui, como você tá, meu irmão? Hey, boa noite, Robert. Tudo bem? Tudo bem? Aqui tranquilo. Tá fazendo minha transmissão ao vivo agora. You already know, working on my Portuguese. Thank you, Robert, for coming to the channel. Definitely out here in Brazil watching. All right, so to continue on how to start a life overseas, right? So we went over passport, we went over remote job, we went over research, and next thing I wanna add to that list is earmuffs. Earmuffs. Your earmuffs are these, right? So once you get to that point where you decide, okay, I want to move out of the states, I want to be a foreigner in another country, you're gonna have to put on your earmuffs, and you're gonna have to put on your earmuffs to cancel out, to block out people that you think you probably would have never had to block out. Not everybody is gonna be on board, and this is just in life in general. Not everybody is going to be on board with the things that make you happy. Not everybody's going to clap and support and be like, go for it, or be like, do it, or be like, hey, I'm here for you, or whatever have you. Nah. You got to put your earmuffs on once you decide 100% like you want to do this, because you're going to get a lot of whys. You're going to get the whys. You're going to get the hows. You're going to get the buts. You're going to be like, oh, just stay here. You're going to get the, oh, just go to another state. Or you're going to get, it's dangerous. Or there's killers over there. Or there's typhoons and there's sharks walking on land and all this nonsense to burst your bubble. I had to go through it. I had to put my earmuffs on for the most unlikely people. Like people who I thought would be like, yeah, man, good for us, good look for you, let's good on you. I had to block them out because I was getting, damn, you sure? Why? Nah, I don't believe you. And you just, okay, that's cool. Once you decide that you're going to pack up, you're going to get that one-way flight, you're going to ship your stuff, you're going to leave with X amount of suitcases, you got to realize that not everybody's going to be happy for you, and not everybody's going to support you. And if you listen, if you don't put your earmuffs on, if you listen and you let that stuff get to you, it's going to slow you down. It's going to plant that nice big tree of doubt within you. And the worst thing anybody could do is second guess their own happiness. To second guess what makes you happy. And what makes some people happy is a physical move. Because if I myself could say, I just turned 30 like a few weeks ago, right? I left New York right after I turned 27. Do what makes you happy. Because end of the day, not everyone will understand, and that's okay. Because everybody has their own lives to go through. Everybody has their opinions. Opinions are like assholes. Everybody got one. But you shouldn't live your life based off other people's opinions or assessments or thoughts or whatever it is. So if you want to start your life overseas, know that not everybody's going to support you. Not everybody's going to be happy for you. And not everybody's going to want you to leave. I still got some friends to this day that is like, yo, man, yo, come back to New York or come back to the States so we could do this, do that. And I respectfully decline because, like, man, at this point, you asked me to sell my peace. You're asking me to sell my happiness. To go back for what? When I go to the States, I don't go out of my way to see people. And you're going to go through that. When you leave for a while and you go back to visit or handle your business, the people who will truly go see you and take time to hang out with you or whatever are those people that truly love you and are happy for you. I do not go out of my way to see nobody because I only go back to the States for one reason. One person. You want to see me, you want to hang out? Fine, pull up on me. But don't tell me, hey, come see me. What do you mean come? I already came to see you. I'm in your state now. I flew 10 hours and I still gotta come see you? Nah. Starting a life overseas also means leaving certain things behind that you've had in your life, certain lifestyles, certain people. Like I myself, I was talking to Jorge about this the other day. I got this. I have this problem working on it. I think I'm getting good. I have this problem where I'm a people pleaser. I like to please others. I like to think like, damn, okay, I gotta show face, or damn, that's my dog, that's my bro. I gotta do this, I gotta do that. But you've ever gone out of your way for somebody that you've had to think for a time when they went out of their way for you without you asking? We do things out of the entitlement, the titles, the relationships. Well, are you getting it back? Y'all know I'm a firm believer of putting out what I want to get back. If I'm not getting back, I'm gonna stop putting out. Why is it that I get to throw my love, my time, my effort, my money down a bottomless pit for someone who won't fill my cup also? And that's it, people. A lot of the time we fill the cups of others and our shit's on empty. Who's gonna worry about you if it's not you? You will have the right people for that, but it's not gonna be everybody. When it's time, it's gonna be like so few in between of people who really move on the same path as you, people who are really on the same rhythm as you. And that's something you got to keep in mind when you're trying to start a life overseas. Some of y'all, even with just vacationing, even with just visiting, even with moving, some of y'all put a lot more on that plane besides luggage. And y'all know what I'm talking about. Some of y'all are traveling with your problems, with your mindset, with your lifestyle, and that shit ain't gonna cut it in these other countries. You can't move somewhere else. You can't do something that drastic as moving to another country, being an expat, and you're still gonna carry the same problems that you had in the States, the same bad crowd, the same bad, stupid, toxic situations that us as humans tend to put ourselves in. Yoga, shout out, watching from Thailand. Definitely with Russ. Self first, self love. Definitely, brother. Self love. Self love. I forgot the conversation I was having with Jorge the other day, but he was getting on me, bro. He was like, yo, if it's one thing I want you to change about yourself, stop being a freaking people pleaser. And he's absolutely right. He's like, bro, you've been in the DR 3 years and you're breaking your back for people here in the DR at the time and there. And I, as your neighbor, has never seen this person pull up to visit you, pull up to see you, spend time with you. And not in a way to try to alienate me from certain people. Because everybody got their lives, I understand. But for those of you thinking, yeah, I'm gonna move to Puerto Plata or I'm gonna move to Medellin and I need the 4 bedrooms, I need the house, I need the 3 levels because I'm gonna have my peoples come to visit me, and then when they come to visit me, I already got them with the room. I already got them with the space, this and that. It's all good. Don't do it. Been there, done that. Not worth it. Save your money. I got a 1 bedroom right now in Brazil. I'm on the 18th floor of this apartment, and I got a 1 bedroom and a pull-out couch. Somebody visit, they sleep on the couch, but no more of that. Yeah, chapapa with the 3 bedrooms or chapapa with the house. Nah, those days are done. Now, if you want to, you missed your chance. Now, if you want to pull up Airbnb or the couch, my point of that is don't do it for other people, and do not do it for other people. Do it for yourself. Start out small, pack light. Because it's just going to be you moving at the end of the day. And watch what you bring with you on that plane. Because a lot of y'all bringing those problems, those same problems, the issues. Leave that shit behind. Yo, I've been doing therapy in the Dominican Republic for like the last year. And it's great. I put myself physically in the environment where I feel I can heal. I feel I could get better. I feel like I could focus and work on myself. And then went out and got the help, and you start to get better. Because I'm on this YouTube channel right now talking to you folks on how to get better. And one thing for me on how to get better is you're going to have to change the environment. You're going to have to change where you live. Got to do it for yourself. You want to start a life overseas, got to do it for yourself. Put on those earmuffs, tunnel vision. Hey, yeah, it's going to hurt. Be like, damn, my sister is doubting me. My sister is laughing at me. My sister don't want me to leave. Or damn, nah, my mom and pops, or they need me, or this and that, or man, this person is planning doubt at me, bro. Jorge lives in Santiago. He just hit his 2-year anniversary with his mom. His mom has dementia, right? And his mom is living a better life in Santiago with Jorge than a lot of people right now in the States with money. His mom living her best life in Santiago. Y'all don't believe me? Check out his channel. Check out his IG. She has dementia. Every weekend she's at the nice restaurants. Every week she's at the salon getting pampered, eating good. Got a lady taking care of her. Hangs out with her, talk with her. Yo, that talk with my parents, this and that. Yo, parents can get passports. Last I checked. Y'all rather have your parents driving age 80 or and higher in the States, or still working in their 70s, instead of being like, you know what, mom, pop, yeah, take your Social Security. Let's hop on a plane. Let's go live somewhere comfortably where you're happy. You already worked hard enough. You already earned what you got. And now enjoy it. Let me get to these comments because I'm over here losing my train of thought. Trying to make it back to the fam before Christmas. Yeah, those flights are outrageous. You want to fly to Latin America from the States in December, good luck. Pockets better be deep, because just on one ways alone, you could end up paying $1,000 to $100 for one way alone. Yo soy Kyla, que lo que? It's been a minute. You've been curving me. I was out there in DR for the Bad Bunny concert, and you definitely curved me, but it's okay. Still love you. She says, yep, I used to be that way with family, but now I just focus on myself. You have to do what makes you happy end of the day. And I'm glad she said that because it's not just a man's world in this thing. Females could do it too. Kyla's in the Dominican Republic right now on that one-way flight, building up her empire, living with her happiness, living her best life. It's not just for one person, man, woman, old, young. Take Kyla, for example. She used to be that way, and she knows it. We used to have talks about family and just about having to do the hard part and just shush. But once you make certain cuts, I'm telling you, things just start moving a little bit better. Always says the self-entitlement mindset is killing the American culture. Soon it'll be difficult for men to keep up with the Americans' mindset without getting into legal problem, lawsuits, etc. Boom, bro. I look. I'm a meme sharer, so I'm always on social media trying to share memes. But I see some of these ridiculous lawsuits that come out. I see some of these situations that come out, and I'm like, there's no power balance in the states. It's like the law is just ran by justers. So now is guilty before innocent. And then I remember the other day I was reading in George Foreman's case. Now shit that happened in the 60s, 70s is now 2022, and people want to come out and be like George Foreman touched me in 1968 and blah blah blah, and it's 2022 and I want my money. And I blame the states for that. I blame the states, I blame the law because and I blame social media and I blame rappers and I blame the women figures who say, "Oh, get the bag by any means, get your money by any means, by fucking stealing, robbing, lying, whatever." Yo, it's terrible. It's that self entitlement of what's yours should be mine also, and it's not just in America, but the states is one of those places that let you get away with it. Teddy KGB, my guy, thank you, bro. First super chat of the night. Teddy knows the deal. Every time Teddy comes to, he drops a super chat. First super chat of the chat. First super chat of the night. What's going on, y'all? I need to see some colors. Please show me some colors in these chats. Teddy, thank you for the super chat. Always stopping by for the culture over here on the channel. Chop Out TV. Salute you. Still got your hat here. Whenever we link up, I got your hat. Make sure I get your Chop Out TV hats available. Appreciate you, Teddy. German was good, bro. How you doing? How's everything going? Tony Anthony Robbins always says to change your emotions, change your state by moving. Motion creates emotions. Move locations and or change your physical state with motion, preferably both. Definitely, man. Like a lot of people could be doing the things like, yeah, I got the job, I got the trophy wife, I got the house, but y'all just in the wrong environment. Environments play a big part, people, on happiness. A big, big part. I need to take that serious. I be telling you, yo, environments, energy, what you put out, what you receive. I'm telling you, people, that joint's important. Muito importante. I'm proud of myself, yeah. I say I could go out and hold my own in Portuguese. Definitely. I may have to repeat myself a few times. I may, mispronunciate something or use a Spanish word when it's supposed to be a Portuguese word or create my own Portuguese word when there's already a Spanish word. Listen, yeah, Portuguese is hard. Portuguese is hard. But if you put your mind to it, like I'm doing, by next year I'll be good. I'll be good. And I'll be going around the country by myself or with somebody. I preferably I like to travel with somebody. But I'll be doing both. No translator. Like I was doing in the Dominican. Got away from that Google Translator poppy lifestyle, which brings you to another point of the list of how to start a life overseas. And I know you guys are going to hate this, but if you want to start a life in another country, sadly, you're going to have to learn the language of that country. But Chapapa, I don't want to learn the language. I'm an American. I have a passport. I speak English. People should cater to me. That's one of those things you're going to have to leave behind when you decide to go to the state, well, you decide to leave the states. Y'all got to be open to other people's cultures, the right cultures, because I'm not going to say all cultures are good cultures, but learning the language of wherever you decide to go live at is important. So take the time to learn Spanish. Take the time to learn Portuguese because it makes life easier when you don't have to do this all the time. Makes life way easier. Learn the language. So this was the Q&A tonight. If any of you guys have any other questions for me, or maybe questions that you don't want to ask online, or questions that will take time, in the bio description, there's my email. Set up your consultations. I won't steer you wrong. Set up your consultations for Dominican Republic and or Brazil. And you can ask me anything. I will give you as much time as you need to ask you whatever you need. Bro, I've helped people out with things as simple as getting internet to is this relationship worth being in? And I know it's crazy, bro. I get emails and I'm like, hey, Chopper, I want to talk to you. I want a consultation. And once I get a consultation, it's like things that have nothing to do with moving. And for me, I take pride in that because when you guys come to me and you ask me to like help point you in the right direction while trying to live in another country, that means a lot. And I appreciate y'all for that. And I'm glad I can help. Do your consultations. Do your consultations for Thailand. Do your consultations for Colombia. Get your passport situation. Get your remote job, people. You don't need to bring in 5K a month to live in Latin America. You don't need to bring in 4K a month to live in Latin America. Get a remote job. Work your 9 to 3, whatever. Work your marketing, your social media, whatever it is, and then get out and enjoy the life, the culture of that other country that you move to. Yeah, I hear it on every channel. Dre has a whole entire list of remote jobs you could work in South America. Amazon is one of them, I believe. Did y'all know there's an Amazon here in Brazil? Like I ordered something off Amazon and it came to me. Not Prime, not like 2 day shipping, but it was here like a good 4 days, 4 or 5 days. Shipping is a hold the shipping fees and all that. But Amazon is great. Here, I'm glad I have that. You know, in DR, you have to ship to a courier, and then from the courier to Miami, and in Miami, you go pick it up and all this stuff. So I hope if you was watching this live for the first time tonight, let me say thank you, welcome. And if you're ever asking yourself or doubting, or you just feel restless within you, or you want to move, you're interested in moving, or it's something that's become a dream of yours as of late, or you want to experience the happiness that others are experiencing, because there's so many expats, yeah, I'm telling you, that don't even have YouTube channels. So you'd be surprised of the amount of Americans that live in Thailand or the Philippines or in Costa Rica or in Ecuador, Colombia, or in Brazil. You'd be so surprised. Bro, Friday when I went to go watch the soccer game, I met a black guy from Jersey, and he's been here for like 8 years, and he's married to a Brazilian, a brother. Like I mean, like a brother from Jersey. That's crazy. Telling you, man, don't. You could build some relationships overseas better than relationships you've had in the states. Can you do different types of visas back to back? So when you say different types of visas back to back, give me an example. Do you mean the retirement visa and marriage visa? Um, to my knowledge, yes, because they are um two of the main ways that us as Americans can stay in some of these Latin American countries. So, example, right? If I was tired of doing my disability visa, and let's just say Chopper had a girlfriend, and I really like my girlfriend, and I spoke to her about it, and I was like, hey, babe, I want to let's get married. Not get married for the visa, but and some of you guys do that. Like I was talking to somebody yesterday who um made a deal with a woman to get married. In exchange for residency, he covered her rent for 6 months. So it is doable. Um, I think for Brazil, I think student visa is a little bit better than the digital nomad. I would have to check on the different amounts of times. But I know someone in Rio who's doing the um, student visa, and he works remote. And I know someone here who uh, applied for a digital nomad visa, and then he switched, and he's getting his visa slash residency by way of asylum because he's Haitian. So there are ways. Set up your consultations. Like I said, once I get my card next month, I'll do a live, and we're gonna fill you guys in. So I seen the numbers drop. So that can only mean, let me see, I think Russell just started a live. Yeah, Russell's live right now. See the numbers drop. But I'm gonna try to do another Q&A before the year's out, maybe, or during the year. I'll probably even get Russell up on the channel. It's been a while. I want to have Russell come up and talk about his experience moving and how Thailand's treating him. And he could tell y'all a little bit more about putting on earmuffs and doing the U journey, the pursuit of happiness, as I call it now. I call it the pursuit of happiness, and I'm chasing the hell out of that shit on its ass. You guys too. It's your happiness, not theirs. Their opinion, their thoughts doesn't define your happiness. That people pleasing mindsets out the window. Self entitlement mindsets out the window. If you move like that, stay away from me. We're in a space now of finding people who want to enhance our life experience and make it better and enjoy it with us, and that could walk the same path as us without giving us any resistance. Easy, right? It's not easy. It's going to take a while. It took me a whole country. Yeah. It took me a whole 3 years living in another country to be like, you know what? Nah, Chopper, it's your turn. Don't worry about this for now. Don't worry about that. Don't worry about that person. Don't worry about these thoughts, that feedback. It's up to you. It's your turn. So I'm telling you, whether you're seeking the digital nomad visa, whether you're a veteran fighting for 100% disability, whether you're about to retire in 5.5 years, whether you're about to get married, it's your turn. Yo, as long as you do right by yourself and don't hurt or screw over others, I'm happy for you. I believe everybody should have the chance to be happy. Everybody should have the chance to enhance their life one way or another. And today, in today's age, a lot of people are finding happiness by leaving the matrix. You'd be surprised what you can accomplish by just moving. But you got to move with the right mindset. No passport pookies, no lazy Larrys, no tricking Tammys. Good vibes, good people. And you'll be straight. Thanks for everybody who commented tonight. Um, and all you background watchers, I appreciate you guys too, even if you don't talk. I know you guys like the video. I know you guys are always tuning in. I actually met, funny enough, I'm gonna tell this quick story. I met one of my background watchers. Shout out to Ray here in Brazil. And he was like, yeah, I've been watching your channel for like a year and a half. I just never commented, and I met him for the first time in person. It's like so great. That was like a really, really dope thing. So I appreciate every single one of y'all. Even if you don't talk, even if you don't comment, I just know I'm kicking y'all butt somehow to get up and do better for yourself, because this is Ray's first time living in another country. He's a little bit younger than me. Didn't know the language. He was deciding from DR, and then based on my channel, other stuff, he decided to come to Brazil. And he's doing good, enjoying life. Cool dude. That could be you guys. What's your story going to be like? I've been saying this before, like, yo, why can't we be neighbors? Not neighbors in the sense of living next door to each other, but like in the sense of same city or same country. Roz, my neighbor. Philly Dom out here. Currently, he's my neighbor. So why can't we be happy neighbors? I'm going to challenge you guys for 2023 to become somebody's neighbor, to become an expat's neighbor in another country for 2023. whether it's for a few months, whether you're retiring full time, whatever. But I'm challenging you guys. Get that one-way flight. Do your thing. Hopefully I didn't ramble too much. Spoke to you guys enough on how to start your life overseas. Drop some notes, drop some jewels. If there's anything you feel I missed, or if there's anything I feel I missed, because all this stuff is like off the top of my head. I need to start writing things down. I need to start writing things down. I need to find I need to get a secretary out here, maybe. But anything you don't want to talk about online, on the live, hit me up in the email. Let's set up your consultation. Let's get you right. Maybe the DR is for you. Maybe it isn't. Maybe Brazil is for you. Maybe it isn't. Let's find out. Nothing is better than boots on the ground. I probably won't be on before Christmas. I'm gonna try. I'm gonna hit up Russell, hit up Uncle Russell, see if you want to do a live right before Christmas. I know last year him, Jay, and I did a live together, wrapping up the year as an expat. I think I'll do that again. Wrapping up the year as an expat. I'll see if I can get Richie Mack on that also too. I'm gonna look at the calendar. Yeah, like I said, guys, you guys have to turn on the bells for that. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna try to get Dre, Russell, and Richie Mack on. You know, the three horsemen of YouTube, and they're gonna get on here and they're gonna talk about their year 2022 as an expat and how life's treating them and how happy they are. But if you're here watching this video, you're in the right direction, and I'm proud of you. You guys deserve to be. Y'all know what I say. Any last comments? Yeah, Rob, I'm gonna try to do probably a live before Christmas. We'll see what's going on. But appreciate you guys. Please like the video. If you missed the live, sorry we missed you. Turn on the bell. We'll catch you in the next one. But like the video on your way in, on your way out. Don't forget to support the channel by any means. Cash App links in the bio and the description. Whatever you say, I appreciate that. Holiday spirit. Thanks for all the birthday wishes. Really love and appreciate you guys. It means the world to me that you guys come here and you ask your questions, you rely on me for information, and you trust me to help you. And I always will to the best of my ability. Till the next one, as they say in Brazil, boa noite.